Back on our draw mix side, class of young calves, we're going to start off with a modern framed deep rib kind of heifer. Heifer that gives up some pounds, some weight to the heifers, the other heifers in the class. But a heifer that I really admire her balance and her design. She's got some rib shape and some volume. She's very, very good in her top. She's good in her front, a smoother shoulder than the other two heifers. Heifer that just really grabs your attention as she walks into the class and gets around on a sound set of feet and legs with near perfect set to her honk and levelness out her hip. We moved to the two heifers that become a problem. I like to go with the smoother sided, deeper fore-rib heifer, or heifer that does tend to get under herself a little bit on the move, but nonetheless she's got some muscle, she's got some volume, she's got a smoothness about her that lends itself to efficiency and the like. The heifer that comes in third, the term that comes to mind is raw. The heifer's kind of raw bone and raw on her top. Heifer that's shallower in her rib. Heifer that with some feed and some conditions could really evolve into a pretty attractive heifer down the line, but at this stage of the game is just pretty raw.
I walked over here and I told Mr. Elder, and I said, you know, you could have these 8 steers in the champion lineup for the big Kahuna, and you could be pretty proud of them. These are really a nice group of steers just in this division. Let's give them a nice round of applause, folks. These are, you know, you think of the tradition of the American Raw and all the great steers that have been shown here, and all the great judges who have judged these steers, because throughout the history, this is going to sound a little bit bad. I'm not saying I'm in that category, but the American Raw hadn't had just come along James judge these steer shows. You think of all that history that this stock show has, and the good steers that have been shown, and the good judges who have walked these arenas, and the one that was there before the fire burned it down in 1925. You expect steers like this. This steer that wins this first class in this division, he was a nice steer. He beat a steer that probably looked a little bit better when he was set up, that butterscotch steer, than this one did standing. When they walked, this steer just had more muscle expression to him. He had more thickness about him. He also was better on his front feet and his toe size and toe shape too. I didn't mention that in that class. But he was there also. He can get a little bit soft as he stands out here and presents himself. This next steer is a big, powerful steer. He won that class because he was a real massive steer, heavy bone, big-footed, a little bit more shoulder than I'd like ideally. He's a very dominant steer in that class, and even in this group, he's still probably just from a power standpoint and big bone and a massive foot on him. He's still striking in this group. He also has a bit more shoulder about him. The next steer gives you a beautiful side view profile. As I commented on him, what I didn't like is quite as well as I liked him. I said he wasn't just super thick when he walked away from him. And I think that's right on that steer. But he's a beautiful steer out here, side view profile, just outstanding. Nice level hip, walks and travels real well. This is an outstanding steer that wins the 8th class. He beat a really good steer in that class down there that's sitting in that 8th position. But just up-headed, long neck, walks and travels well. Holds his spine together real well. Beautiful from hooks to pin. Got enough growth to him to have performance if he had mates in the feet. just a really nice steer. I'm going to talk these because these are all, I think these steers are worthy of. This butterscotch steer, tremendous when he sets up, when you view him from the rear. He's probably the straightest shouldered steer in your lineup, but he has that muscle, he's got some pop about him. He'll be just a tad narrow when he walks away from you. He rolls pretty good on those front feet. He's got those outside toes to roll on him just a little bit. The next, the smoky steer next, a really nice steer, good balance to him. He's a steer not quite as nice up through his front, but he's a nice steer. That young lady can sure be proud of him. Then the steer this young man had, really nice as he moves and travels out here in this group. Not quite as much muscle when you get right behind him. Certainly as some of these that are standing up above him. Then the steer that stood second, just tremendous muscle on him. Not as nice fronted, but another steer similar to the second class, the class 6 winner in that he's a big bone, big massive individual. These are just some really nice steers. I'd be proud to own any of these. I'm proud to stand behind the picture drop with these cattle because they're good and they've got a good look about them and they're structurally sound. Let's clap our hands and give them a round of applause in this division. We'll pick up these stands.
Our Division II champion to entry 527, Baylor Bonham, Newcastle, Oklahoma, steer weighing 1333. Reserve to entry 578, Sydney Schnorr, Chowchilla, California.